Well, thank you, Jeanette. That was a fantastic show.
Oh,
Really
that's a
brilliant.
pleasure. Thank you.
It was great to watch. So, look, can you tell me, why is it that kids love puppets so much?
Well, it's just an extension of their own reality as very imaginative little beings. They think that practically anything's possible, so it just takes them into that other world.
Okay, sometimes they take on a life of their own by the
They
looks of
do
things.
indeed. This one's got a life. Oh, you have not? Yes, you have. Whoop! Put you down. Stop it.
So have you got any tips that parents could use in terms of making and using puppets with their children?
Well, you can use virtually anything to be a puppet. You can
Yep.
use any of the soft toys that they have at home. If you don't want to have a special puppet, or puppets are not very expensive to buy, but you can also just use your finger if you want to and make it talk, you know, my name's Wilbur the Worm, something like that. And that can attract attention and help you when your children are not behaving very well. You just get Wilbur to help you to do it for you. So, but there's a lot of advantage in using the puppets because it helps the children to remember things, and they will focus in on the puppet. They don't connect that it's you talking, so they will talk back to the puppet and they might not talk back to you.
That's amazing, isn't it?
It is really amazing.
And are there particular best types of puppets or voices that you should use?
Not really. I think if you want to use little voices, sometimes people feel silly using voices, but it's the children do enjoy it, so I think it's a good idea.
Are there any particular types of children that you might find it's better to use puppets with, or?
Well, all children enjoy puppets, but sometimes shy children will give you a surprise with a puppet. They'll come out of their shell like they haven't done before. My little niece, she's a particularly shy little girl, but she loves puppets, and at Christmas time she made her own puppet show and she was a transformed little person. They didn't recognise her. The whole family was astounded. And I've also found it in the kindergartens that children who haven't spoken perhaps very much during the year, when the puppet show comes, they come out of their shell. So it can be quite effective in that way, yeah.
That's amazing, isn't it? So are there any other particular situations that you might have some breakthroughs with children?
Well, sometimes autistic children we've found have concentrated on the puppet show where they haven't been able to do that with other things. And I had one mother who wrote me a letter after the puppet show to say that her child had language difficulties and that after the puppet show she couldn't stop talking. So that was good.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
That's
it was
great.
really good.
Really great.
Yeah.
I've also heard that sometimes kids can go to the other extreme and use puppets to hit.
Don't hit me. No, they're not going to hit you. Well, sometimes I think it's because the child, normally you'd speak with your mouth. When you open the puppet's mouth, nothing comes out unless you know to talk. They often say, why isn't it talking? Or is its battery flat? So perhaps the hitting reaction is just to get the puppet to actually make a connection. And I think if you use finger puppets maybe to start with, that won't happen because you can't hit with your finger. But also you have to teach the children how to use the puppet and encourage them not to hit with it.
So it's a great tool, obviously, for teaching them how to use their imagination.
Very
how to
good.
play with other
And
kids.
teaching lessons like crossing the road or anything like that. The puppet can teach things that the child will listen to the puppet and they won't necessarily listen to you.
Okay, and what sort of things can you make puppets out of?
You can make them out of anything that you can find at home that you can put your hand into, like milk cartons, upturned polystyrene cups, yoghurt boxes. You can get paper plates and put a strip of cardboard across the top so you can put your hand inside. You can make string puppets out of things like egg cartons that you can attach a string to and a bit of a rod, make a caterpillar out of it. You could make butterflies out of just pieces of paper that you cut out and they flap up and down. Anything that you can animate simply can be turned into a puppet.
So let your imagination run wild.
That's right, just go for it.
That's great. Well, look, thank you, Jeanette.
That's
from
a pleasure.
Puppets.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you here.
See you later. Bye.
There's room to grow.